Welcome everybody. This is Soldier of Mayhem, and welcome to Dark Empire Television. This is our second episode. We just want to thank you guys for watching us. I got my man Ping Chain on again tonight, and we're going to be doing some talking about the update, and do a little recap of the tournament last week. And we're going to be doing the details about some of the updates, especially repair modifiers. I know there's a lot of people that have a lot of questions about it, and some of the kicks has math a little funny. So we'll go into a little detail about how some of all that works for everybody, and we'll also be talking about the uses for some of the prizes, forsaken missions. Going over every little thing, and we got a couple updates about the little news about the raid coming up a little bit later. So all right, we're gonna get straight off. All right, Payne, I'm gonna turn it over to you, and let's get started with some updates.
Did you want to go into talking about the arena real quick before?
Yeah. My bad. I got my own notes here. All right.
Yeah. So obviously the arena's just passed recently. What did you think of it yourself? Did you participate?
Yeah, I did really well in this arena. I actually got 89th position. I got a warbird out of it, and over about 3,000 something res. I loved it the way it was. I mean, it was actually a lot easier than the previous ones. I mean, I like the way the changes they've made to it. I mean, for as even if you did lose a match, you still got points. There might not have been a lot of points, but you still got points, so it was worth actually participating.
Yeah, I did it myself. Didn't have to spend gold to do it. I came rank 3 in my tier and got 4 warbirds. To be honest, I didn't really try. I had no intention of playing and winning them. It was only when I kind of thought the XP modifier is decent. It's free repair. I had some uranium laying around, so I thought I'd rank my god fleet up. Just using my god fleet was surprisingly really well. I just did it for a few hours. I actually got up to rank 9 when I went to bed. I woke up at rank 11 the next morning on the last day, so I thought might as well keep going a bit. So I ended up at rank 3. I wanted to just stay above rank 10. Didn't really care for rank 1, and the points I needed to get to rank 1 was insane. Apart from the badge, there's nothing there extra that I would have won. So I kept on to my rank and got 4 warbirds. Not sure I'm going to build them, to be honest. I can definitely see a use for them, like we said last week. I'm thinking maybe a kind of a fleet v fleet arena style fleet would be best use for them at the moment. But yeah, at least I've got them in case I want them. It's always good. I got a little bit of uranium out of it. I actually earned uranium, just a little bit, maybe 10 or 20k max, I think, something like that. So it was always good. And of course, I ranked up my god fleet, so it's even better.
I use my Enforcer and my Nighthawks, for my Nighthawks, ranking those up, and a lot of people actually didn't like it, got mad at me for using Enforcer in the arena and Nighthawks, a combination. It worked out pretty well because, I mean, what you do is, especially a lot of people use, a Viper or anti-sub that's got thermal on it. So what I did was actually target that with my Enforcer first, then maybe take my Nighthawks back behind the Enforcer and hit them behind the Enforcer. So the Enforcer was, whatever the thermal would pick up first would start firing on the Enforcer. Then I come around on the side with my Hawks and take it out as my Enforcer was firing on it, and before they could actually click on my Hawks to actually fire and actually take out their thermals, so then go pick off their other ships one at a time. Which was funny. I had people get mad at me for doing it. I took out PH2s. I've even did a couple of Frostburns with it. It was funny. It works pretty good. I mean, a lot of people don't think of that when you're running. I actually seen one guy actually use Berserker in front of his subs. He took his subs up behind the Berserker and went the Berserker in front and used it like a spotter almost, and everything would actually target the Berserker in front. Then you come in to the side and behind and take out the ship that has thermal on it, which worked like a charm every time. So pretty good deal if you want to run subs in the arena. Use spotters.
I did it. I did it with mine. I used a Grim 3 Nighthawks and I'm a Viper. And my subs are those crazy mad scientist build subs. What I did, 15k armor. They take a lot of beating. When you've got your Grimshine Overload as well, it's near insane. You know how much damage they could take. I'm actually sending you a couple of pictures if you want to bring them up on your screen share or something. Just a couple of cool snapshots I took from the arena. With the amount of tubs, it was just insane. So you know, best advice I could give for the arena is a Grim and subs works brilliant, and keep your sub detection there as well.
Yeah, they work like a charm. Let's see here if I can get these guys to pull up. Yeah, here it is. Let's see.
That was a good battle against the V2s. Both of these battles as well. I didn't take any damage on those subs. The Grim died in both of them. But just look at all those tubs that are firing out, and I've got Chaos Morts on the Grim. I'm just suiciding that right into the middle of their fleet to kill as much as I can, target the thermal, and I'm done. I can run around and pick off what's left.
Yeah, that's what I actually like about this one. You can actually get points, even if you did rip a fleet that you knew you were going to die. All you just run straight into them, do as much damage as you could, and you're still going to get points because a lot of times, just on your positions. I mean, the group I was in, we were about maybe like 10 to 15 points apart from each level. So if you got 10, 15 points, you're climbing that ladder. So it didn't really matter if you lost or not. You still got that 10 or 15 points. You need to go to the next level. I don't know if a lot of guys actually realize that, but I mean, even some of them where I was fixing my big fleets overnight, taking some of my smaller fleets that were just a couple hours repair, like Kudas, and went in, just killed them until they're pretty much dead, and just go fix them a couple hours and turn them and burn them. I did my mercs that way, R10 mercs. I just kept them repairing them and turning them and burn them just to keep adding 10, 15, 20 points at a time. Just climb the point ladder. Then I would go in and spend uranium on they did my bigger hulls. I took my Guardian a few times and my Nighthawk Enforcer a few times. Spend actually uranium and free costs on that, free uranium per day, which actually worked out pretty good. I got 89th, and I was in a bracket with some pretty big heavy corners that actually were coining the repairs. They weren't using uranium. A lot of the guys said they didn't want to waste uranium on it, so they were actually coining. There was actually one dude, he was actually coining repairs. He was actually, I talked to him, he went up against him. He was actually audioing the whole entire tournament. He was ranked number 1 in our bracket. He was just sending them in and doing whatever points he could, and whether they died or not, and he was just recording it and go on and do it again. Yeah, I actually loved some of the changes that actually made to this tournament. Oops, called it raid there, but I actually love the changes that actually made to it. I think it pretty much balanced it out where anybody, as far as level-wise, actually had a shot at it, and all he had to do is put a little seat time to actually do it.
Yeah, I was happy with the arena. Happy with the way it ran. Felt quite smooth, apart from the pinch problems which I came into, where I couldn't actually use a pinch. I had a small pinch just in case I didn't quite manage to kill the Viper before I was just with my subs. And it didn't always appear in the battle, so that was frustrating. But apart from that, it's pretty smooth.
Yeah, this wasn't one of the first couple were rocky and a headache, but this one was actually pretty decent as far as glitch-wise, major glitches, and as far as actually going the way it's supposed to go. All right, man. Anything else as far as the tournament you want to go over?
Or? No, not really. I think that pretty much covers it.
All right, you want to jump into let's jump into the update and start all that good stuff?
Yeah. Have you got some slides for the new content that's come out?
Yeah, good. Yeah, I've got them. All right.
So just while you get that, then let's have a look. The update this week is a new set of prizes in the Forsaken mission. which we're going to talk about in a second. And then they had some bug fixes and tuning, which wasn't much. Rogue Crew prizes in the Going Rogue campaign have now have a hover over tooltip pop that describes the crew's bonuses, and updated the description for the Deadeye destroyers to clarify that it is not intended to add critical hits to UAVs. They also did a hotfix where they fixed a case where What's New pop-up would not bring you to the Naval Lab, fixed an issue with the UI on the launchpad, fixed the wording with the Research Complete pop-up for specialists. You can now build them, and fixed the data display error with the Barracuda and the Hellhound to display correct repair reductions. That's obviously with the new repair that's come out, which we'll talk about in a sec.
Yep. All right. Here we go.
Yep. Nuclear Accelerator. That's the. I'll just read out what it says here. Actually, it says sporting an impressive ballistic accuracy buff, an increase to ballistic range, and a combat speed boost. The Nuclear Accelerator Special is a must-have for gunships that focus on shredding their enemies before they can be caught. So, if you were to compare this to Hardened Barrels 3, it actually weighs less than Hardened Barrels 3. What's the weapon weight on that one there? Is it 55?
Yep.
And that's what it shows there. I'm looking at it on the Kickstarter site. Weapon weight plus 55%. Hardened Barrels 3 is 60%, so weighs less, more room for cannons. You get a 20% combat speed bonus. You get the same range, 50% as Hardened Barrels 3, so you're getting more for less weight. You also get a 40% ballistic accuracy. With people running so much evade, that's really useful nowadays. Just going to bring up my fleet, actually. Just an idea that I had, what I might use it for. I'm just going to pull my screenshot up real quick.
Alright, no problem.
So this is my my old ballistics fleet. It's got 4 of these Reaver chain gun 2s and 2 assault disruptors, 3 D4Es and a D3E, and we've got speed system, hardened barrels, and guidance scrambler. So I would definitely be looking at changing hardened barrels for the nuclear accelerator. Ideally, I'd change these cannons as well. These are pretty old, still effective, but if you could get the bypass chain gun too, that would be really useful.
Yeah, and the range of those is like 95, I think. With should be around close to 95, 96 almost. So you're looking at almost double your range for his old chain guns.
Should I find them in the mission at the moment? No, they've pulled them out of the mission. But you know, if you can get them, most people probably already have them. It's definitely worth putting on. You can actually change. This is what I built when I had Doc 10. Now you've got Doc 11. You can even fit D5E with this same build. So worth considering there. It's a good fleet for hitting Reavers with. If you've got better ships on the battleship.
And also, just so everybody knows, I don't know if you seen this or not, I was on the forums earlier, the CM did say that all this does stack with any engine special. So you're going to get the 20% on top of whatever engine you're actually using. So if you're using engine 3 or whatever engine type you're actually using, this 20% speed bonus actually stacks with whatever speed system you're using.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad to see that, because that's the downfall to the ship, is it's only got 17 combat speed. They're not really the fastest fleet out there. I kept the speed system so I could use the turning abilities. You could change to engine 3, because obviously you'll be able to run away from the Reavers faster. Maybe even Magnus Drive I would consider. I know it's not a sub, but you don't lose as much accuracy with Magnus Drive as opposed to engines. So you get the same bonus for speed and a little bit better accuracy. So it's worth considering that on your ballistic fleets as well, if you're looking for speed and not worried about having speed system for the turn.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. I didn't know it for a long time that you can actually use Magnum system on a regular hull, but you actually can. Yeah, like you said, it's almost like your turn system. You don't lose as much accuracy, and if you're looking at ballistic fleets, and especially going against Rafers, you're going to need all the accuracy you can get, because my big thing is I'm worried about this blueprint. It says, if you read on the description here, it says high speed, and usually and the problem throws them in the right direction. So I'm not really sure what that means, and I'm a little curious about actually what that means. Where if it's going to be shooting off in the wrong direction at times, or what?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be interested to see this. I mean, I haven't actually done my mission this week yet. If I win this, I'm really tempted just to stick it on the battle cruisers if it's not a long build. Just get it on straight away. Just have a little play around and see what it looks like, and I'll make a video about it if I get it.
If I remember right, looking on Huggies last night, he's got it. I think like 12 something hours, 12 or 13 hours, give or take.
Yeah, I mean, I'll coin that on. I've got a ship. I've only got 5 days on the ship that I'm building, so I might have a look at doing that. But it would be interesting to see how it works.
Oh yeah, it would be. It'd be pretty cool to actually see how this thing goes. I'm pretty sure we'll see tons of videos in the next few coming weeks as people actually start getting it. All right, let's see. Let's go start with what's next. Next on the list here.
It should be the Earthshaker cannon.
Earthshaker cannon. All right, here we go.
Okay, so right. What we've got here is pretty much a new Reaver siege cannon. The description here, it says on their site, is in pure Reaver fashion. This steampunked ballistic/radioactive weapon fires volleys that leave a fire field when it lands, and provides armor for your ships. An excellent option for base hitting. I'm not sure. We said about this on the Battle Pirates Crib show last night, and I'm not convinced it's going to be a good base hitter because gargoyles. I know you can outrange the gargoyles, but do you really want to be sat under these apocalypse mortars? I'm not sure I do.
No, I've seen those things in action, and no, I'm not sitting anywhere underneath those suckers.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, for lower mid levels, it would be really good. You could use this on, again, as you can tell, I really love the battleship. You could stick it on a battleship. If you've got the original Dread, it would be really, really useful on there with the bonus you get from the R5. Let's not forget that the battleship and the Dread have not hit R10 yet, so they will only increase it further. But, you know, all sorts of fleets could be useful with this. Even old strike cruisers and strike cruiser X's would work really nice, depending on your level and what you've managed to win. But you know, I came up with an idea where you could mix it with engine disruptor, on a Vanguard, an Arbiter, Hurricane, or some assault disruptors as well mixed into the fleet, and it could make a really nice raid fleet if you can slow the Reavers down. The damage is really good. It's got a really high DPS, bigger than all the other cannons. It also has that bonus combat speed, which really helps, and 500 armor points is really good as well.
Yeah, I think it wouldn't be more of a base here, which Kickstarter says. I think it'd be more of a fleet weapon, like you said, for raids. I mean, because how these reefers radiation defense is, you actually need something that actually take most of these guys down. This right here could be the weapon of choice. You need something ballistic. Well, most of these ships, they're weak and ballistic, but you can't get in close with them with rays because I mean they're so fast and their weapons are pretty much rays don't have the ability to actually get in close enough to actually get them. This could be an answer, like you said, on strike cruisers, battleships, or something along those lines, where you actually get those built-in range bonuses. Because if you get strike cruiser S, X, and battleships have range boosted into them, you're actually going to get more range on top of it. So you're actually looking probably for almost about as good as launchers or UAVs range, because you add that bonus into it. I think I played around with it a little bit. You're looking like somewhere in the 90s, 95, 94s, close to 95% range. But you actually get pretty good range out of this.
Yeah, it all depends on the ship that you're using. A lot of ships now with the retrofitted as well get that range bonus. I know Strike Cruiser X does. Not sure exactly. I'm just having a look now. I don't actually have a Strike Cruiser X fleet built. Yeah, they get a range bonus at R4 of 40%. That makes a whole lot better than without that.
Yeah, I mean, if you had this and you put maybe like a couple chain guns, bypass chain guns on the front, and you add this in the mix, you'd have a pretty lethal little fleet.
Yeah, and even if you can win this and you've got Goliaths in your base, or Ramparts even. It's a really, really good special to have on those 2 hulls. Especially with the R10 Goliath, this would be mean. He would rip through some ships. The ballistic damage on a Goliath, when you retrofit it at R6, I believe, goes to 50%. The reload at R5 is 70%. You get the 3rd special slot as well at R10. It's just, I think the Goliath would be a really good hull to have a little play with this new cannon.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying here. Let me pull up Puggies and set it on here and see what it actually does here. Let's see. Alright, Impact Earth-Shaking Cannon. If you just went with the new system, let's see. You're looking at an R10 Goliath hull. You're looking at a range of 88.8, which is almost close to 90 range, and you're looking at, just for one weapon, you're looking at ballistic damage 975, and you're looking at radiation damage of 325 just for one weapon. Then if you add, let's see here. If you add probably about at least 5 of these guys, you're looking at total ballistic damage of almost 5,000, which is pretty good, considering most people don't actually roll heavy ballistic fleets anymore. So if you can get a couple of these guys on there, it just depends on what your fleet weight is, and it'd be an awesome thing to add.
Well, I've just had a little play myself on the shipyard, and on a Strike Cruiser X, it's 88.8 range with the nuclear accelerator. I mean, that's just it's a really good range for what is ultimately a siege cannon. You can fit quite a bit on the Strike Cruiser as well. This is the Strike Cruiser X, and I have put it at R10, just for argument's sake. So yeah, I mean, I think in conclusion with these new 2 specials, it's really going to bring back some life into older ballistic fleets, give you some options for some newer fleets. I mean, who knows what they're coming out with regards to a new ship in the raid. There could be a new Reaver ship that could help with the ballistics as well. So I mean, I think ballistics are coming back in some way.
Yeah, I do too, and I love that, because that was one of my favorite hulls of all time, is just ballistic hulls. One of my favorite ships to actually run, that and missiles. So I'm really happy to see those 2 actually coming back into, back around. There for a while was all this nuclear cruiser stuff, nukes, and now actually back to, some of the good old school stuff, what we call old school nowadays, fleets and stuff. You can actually take what you have and actually build off old fleets and actually make them pretty awesome again. So I love that.
So we got the final one, if you got a slide for it, the Eruption Pirate.
Let's see here, let me find it here. Alright, here we go.
It's a new TAC installation for mortar turrets. Excellent when paired with Reaver tech such as the Apocalypse mortar and Meteor mortar turrets. I've just noticed that they've worded it. They said a new tactical installation. I would say, is it not a special then? Is it a TAC installation? As in what you put on your warehouse? Because I'm certain it's a turret special. At least that's what I was led to believe. But when you read that,
yeah, that's what I thought it was too. But if that description says something else, projection speed. I mean, just looking at the way it's actually for stat-wise, you'd think it'd be a special to actually go on mortars, like you said. But unless they made a boo-boo in whoever wrote that.
Well, yeah. Let me just. I know somebody who's won this. So I'm just going to ask him where it falls in his lab, if it's in the Intel lab or if it's something for the TAC installations in the tactical lab.
All right, cool.
But yeah, I mean, regardless of what, whether it goes on the base specials or the turret specials, it's it's going to be something you want if you've got the Apocalypse mortar or any mortar in your base. Power consumed would allow it to fit on a level 5 platform if it's a turret special. It has a loss of 20% damage, but for the bonuses you get of reload 130%, 20% splash, and that projectile speed of 30% makes a lot of difference. So definitely want to think about putting that on if you've got any mortars in your base and you want to make them more effective.
I think it's good if you were one of those guys that love mortars and mortars. I think it'd be a really good piece of tech to actually have. I mean, Kissei is getting better and better for us, coming out with tech. I wish they would actually get to where they actually release some of this tech before they actually incorporate for us, the mortar. They send the mortar out. And like a couple weeks later, they send this piece of tech out, and most of these big corners, coin it, and then they have to go back and recoin it again to add like this piece of tech. Whereas, if they release this tech, you can all have it all at one time, And I don't know if Kissei just doesn't think that way or what, but I think it would make a little bit more sense for us when they think a little bit ahead, release their tech first for like holes, then you release the shift or whatever weapon goes on it. Release the tech for the vehicle or weapon or whatever first, then release your whatever other component.
I just spoke to somebody and they said it does go on turrets, which is what I thought initially. It was only when I just read this out loud where it says a new tactical installation that it kind of made me think, is it something to go on your outpost warehouse building kind of thing? I think this is just typical mistype there. You could have worded it.
Wrong.
But yeah, in conclusion, you want to use it. If you've got your Apocalypse mortar, you need to have this on to get the extra bonuses. It's a lot better than what you've got at the moment, which would be slide loaded 2. And it's a hell of a lot better.
Oh yeah, I remember using those things, and I hated those because they took away. My biggest pet peeve with them was they were good for mortars, but they took away so much of your damage percent so high that they actually didn't do any really good for us having a mortar in your base because it took away all the damage that they actually did. Whereas this piece of tech right here doesn't actually take that much damage, so you still actually, still get your damage from and you get all your reload and damage perks from it. All right, let's see. We go move on to.
We've got the campaign. Sorry, the campaign prize. The Death from Above, the Road Crew one. Have you got a slide for that?
Yep. Coming up.
So it starts on March the 7th, a couple of days away. It's this coming weekend. Going road campaign. We've seen it before. You fight 4 different prize packs of I think it's Forsaken ships. And you win your road crews from that. It's showing here prize pack 1. It says Midnight Marauders. Prize pack 2 is Deadeye Destroyers. I'm thinking they probably mix those two up. The Deadeye Destroyers should be prize pack 1. Midnight Marauders prize pack 2. There might be another mistype there. We'll see this coming weekend. Prize pack 3 is a Demo Squad crew, which is a legendary crew. It gives, I think it's 30% defense to all. I've got one in my Great Hall. An additional 60 seconds added to base attack time limit, 25% additional building damage, and 30% damage protection. Favoured ship being the Triton, where it increases its anti-mortar range by 30% and its rank bonus by 15%. So we all know what they are, but the new one that's come out, which you've got up on your screen now, Death from Above. It's going to be a legendary crew, and UAVs will gain a chaining and critical hit chance, 5% chance to deal critical hits with the UAVs, and UAVs are given a 35 chaining range. Now, I need to make clear that it does not stack with the UAV power cell. It says here, the chaining range of the Death from Above road crew does not stack with the chaining range of the UAV power cell. So don't be using this thinking it's going to increase it, because it won't. And at the moment, this is the only way you're going to get this road crew, the one road crew from the campaign. There is no way of winning it from the lab, from the Great Hall by rolling for it. So don't go wasting your uranium trying to get it, because you won't get it. Who's to say it won't come out in the future? It could be a way forward where we're going to be getting different ways to win road crews. Maybe there'll be a way that you can get road crews in raids or in missions. Who knows? But at the moment, this is what they're doing, and they've got the campaign, and you get it once. I'm sure you can re-roll. Sorry, spend some gold and you reuse the crew. It does only last 40 minutes. I mean, what do you think about this crew?
Actually, I kind of love it. I mean, considering that they're coming out with a new UAV in this raid, possibly a reefer UAV hull, and considering I just want I know it's just one Warbird, but I'm thinking about actually running up that Warbird with my other Atlas carriers and turn it into Atlas carrier fleet. And I love this idea. For it's actually about time something actually come out to give UAVs a leg up just a little bit, because I mean, on some of them they actually need it. I love this idea. On certain hulls, I mean, especially going to some of these harder bases, especially on the ops, some of these guys, if they got uranium-3 plating on their ops and you use UAVs to go in and hit this guy's base, I mean, your UAVs don't do a lot of damage. You can sit there for like 20 minutes, and the guy's just spinning drones at you, and they don't do hardly next to no damage. It takes forever to actually kill the ops. So actually, I love this.
See, I'm kind of not too keen on it personally. I think 5% chance isn't. It's good. You need to have them ranked up to make the most use of them, obviously, as you would anyway with the Atlas fleet. But I don't see it being that much of a difference for a legendary crew. You look at DOS crew, the Disciples of Skullduggery, what bonuses you get with the evade bonus that you get from it. It's just, I don't know. For a legendary crew, I would expect a bit more. I mean, not too much, where it makes UAVs overpowered. But Atlases don't fare well in bases nowadays.
Yeah, that's true.
I just don't see this as being a worthwhile crew. I can think of uncommon crews which are actually going to be more useful on an Atlas fleet than using this.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, most of your uncommon crews nowadays are what actually I use a ton of them. And that's just what I roll, because I mean, some of these others, I mean, you do get them, but I mean, the bonuses actually they give you doesn't really apply anymore. They need updating bad, and I'm thinking this may be a step in the right direction for actually trying to update some of these crews and give us new ones that actually do work with the tech that we actually have now. Because I mean, a lot of the crews are outdated really bad, I think. But I mean, it could be a step in the right direction. But I mean, we have to wait and actually see how it performs. I mean, like you said, the 5% first crucial hits, not a lot of percent. But I mean, see, I think actually some of the other ones as far as missile crews and I think of what they're called, bullseye. But I mean, they actually give you like a 15%, and this is just for a 5% chance. I see your point. They could have actually increased that 5% to something like 10 and 20 possibility, which could have made it just a little bit better. All right, ready to move on to whatever. I'm sure everybody is going to be watching this is wanting to hear about the new repair system they launched into the game this week, which I'm pretty sure we both have our point of views on this.
Yeah. So, tell you what, I'm going to get my screen share.
Alright.
So, the new repair modifier packs have come out. You can find them here in your Naval Lab under Specialists. They don't take long to build or research. It's 5 seconds and 100,000 of each res, I think. So I haven't actually done Strike Cruiser X. I don't have that yet. Though it's not letting me see it. But yeah, it doesn't take a lot of time to build. You can instant research all of them. And to do that, you unlock a repair modifier. I'm going to show you on this fleet here as an example. You see here, I have a 15% repair reduction on this ship because of the rank. You have 4 little orange blobs underneath to show that I'm on the tier 4. There's like 5 tiers to the repair reduction. The higher up you are and the more ranked, the more benefit you get from the repair reduction. I'm just going to go straight into say how it kind of pees me off. 5 hours 33 minutes still for 2 atlases. It's not made that much difference to me, to be honest. It's probably reduced my repair by 1-2 coins for these 2 ships. Not a great saving, you know. Larry hit it on the nail yesterday where he said it hasn't changed the way we use the fleets. We still either have to wait a long time or spend a few bit of cash. Either way, it's one or the other. We're not seeing that much of a difference. I think it's just a silly way to divert us from what the real problems are in the game. This is an example of probably the best ship that I've got with the repair modifier. Actually got a 12.5% repair reduction from the rank. This ship repairs in 5 minutes and 15 seconds. I'm just going to hover over it. If you look at the bottom of the box there where it says repair modifier, 65.6%. That's because the Battle Barge A already has a repair modifier on the hull of 75%, so they times them together to give you the reduced repair, which is great on my Battle Barge, but it doesn't say anything for my other hulls. I don't know. It's just I've got the battleships. They have repair modifiers 95%. It's still going to be quite an expensive fleet when this dies. Do you really think it's helping the game at all, or do you think it's just a way to kind of make us be hush on the situation?
I think it's a big band-aid. A big band-aid, I'll be honest, and just to shut this, some kind of system to actually shut people up about repairs, you know. I think that's what this is, to try to, you know, shut us up a little bit from whining so much about this. I mean, it's not been a real big issue for people complaining about repairs until recently, because all these people that were cheating, you know, as far as the glitch repairs. I call it cheating. A lot of people don't call glitch repairs cheating, but I call it cheating because, you know, a lot of us actually have to pay and wait 16 hours for our fleets to fix, you know, and a lot of people didn't, as far as us normal players that played it fair, you know, we've been complaining about this issue for a very, very long time on repair times and build times. And just recently it's got brought to their Kickstarter's attention because so much of these people that were cheating and stuff free, you know, they're just trying to get these people to shut up, basically, is what I feel about it. And this is just some system they could throw together fast, get these people to shut up and get off their backs a little bit, you know.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Any reduction is appreciated. You know, it shows to some extent they're making a step in the right direction. They're trying to do something about it. I just don't think they've done enough. I mean, look at this battlecruiser fleet. I've got 4 dead ships and we're looking over 6-hour repair. Battlecruiser is quite a low level fleet. You can win it in tier 1 in the mission. Arguably, I have got more armor on this than, you know, I've got full D4E. But there's no repair reduction on this. Why and who decided who gets what repair reductions? I mean, I just think if you're going to do something like this, you've got to be across the board, everything or nothing. I mean, I don't know. I know they obviously they're going to release it. I'm sure every month they'll add chips to it and they'll bring out new packs, just like the retros. I just really wish they'd make it more across the board.
Yeah, I mean, the whole choice that they actually installed in this first go-around was crap. I mean, they've only had like 1 or 2 high-level fleets that, I mean, people actually use, and the rest of the fleets, I mean, if you're over a certain level point, you don't really use. Even for the lower players, I mean, you're not really, the whole choices for them, it's pretty much crap because it's not fleets that you actually use. Now, I can understand if they use like battle cruisers and some other low-level hulls that, I mean, low-level players actually use. I'm just not fussing about as I know a big level now, and I like some of the big holes in there, but still, I still use my battle cruisers for, missions. I mean, just as an auto fleet for missions, and the repair times on them so high, even for that.
They just haven't. I don't think they've gone about it the right way. The rank is one thing that gets to me. You know, higher levels with Hellhounds, a lot of them have legend rank. They get some bonus there by having, you know, spending less coins to repair it. But what about the average Joe who has? Well, let's look at Maulers. Who's going to have legendary Maulers? Because I've used my Maulers for about 2 years and they're still not ranked up. Elite 1, you get 7.5% reduction. Is that really fixing the problem? No.
No.
You look at, you know, you can see they've got a lot of lower level ships. They've got the light cruiser X, the original missile cruiser, Mercury, Mauler, Rampart, V2H, kind of a mid-level ship there. But you're not changing the way you play, like Larry said. You're still taking a lot of time to fix, or you're having to spend, and you're only saving a few pence. If you're not really saving that much, a couple of coins here and there. You're still having to go out there and splash out.
Yeah, you're not saving a ton of time at all. I mean, I've got the R10 Mercs. I got all 5, and I just see the missions. Before I actually did that, I actually looked at the time before I actually did it. To actually fix it was like 6 hours. But since I actually did the repair modifier before I clicked on that, actually installed it, and now it's like 6 hours for R10, give or take my fleet I have. Which I only saved like an hour, and that's maybe like 1 to 2 coin max, and that's bull. I mean, even though looking at some of the numbers, I mean, even though if you did get some of these crews legendary rank, I mean, you're still going to, I think it maxed out maybe like 25% for legendary rank as a repair modifier, which I think is total bull. I mean, you're looking at some of these higher ends and even some of these lower ends. I mean, their repair times are ridiculous. You're actually going to need something, I'd say, above 50% on some of these holes to actually make an impact for reducing your repair time. So,
well, I mean, looking at what they've on the discussion. If you go to the Kickside forum, on the general discussion, they've got a thread called "New Feature Briefing: Veterancy XP Repair Reduction." If you scroll right to the bottom of that, they've actually put together a table of all the ships, the normal repair modifier, what it is that the bonus is, so 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25 as you're ranking up through the tiers, and then what the new repair modifier would be at legendary rank. So you've got fleets like Battle Barge, Levy, Floating Fortress A's. They already have a 75% repair modifier. At legend rank, that's going down to 50%. Atlas Carrier is 100%. V2H is 100% repair modifier as it stands. That goes down to 75. So it's not much. The Hellhound is 150. It goes down to 100. The Barracuda from 400% to 300% at legend rank. A lot of them are 75%. Most of them, like Maulers, Strike Cruiser X, Missile Cruiser, Triton. At legend rank, you're looking at 75% repair modifier. It's not. It sounds decent, 25% less, but you still have to spend a lot. And I keep saying it, but you do, and it's really frustrating that they haven't done enough.
No, it's a big band-aid. They talk about band-aids. The dry dog's a band-aid. I call this a band-aid, and then I really couldn't even call it a band-aid. I just like an open sore. But I'm not for this, but I'll take any little bit I can get though. Don't get me wrong, I do like for a little bit of repair time on some of the holes I actually do have and still use, but I think this isn't going to fix the repair issue at all. I mean, I think they really need to look into more ways to how to actually reduce this somewhat. Because, I mean, this isn't fixing the issue.
No, not at all. I mean, we're kind of moving on from that before I get too angry at replies. I'm just looking at the work in progress this month. A lot of people probably already seen it. It's been shared around on some pages. We've already talked about the Forsaken mission content drop and the VXP repair reduction. The raid has been announced for the 12th of March. They're calling it Apocalypse. Quite lazy. I think they just took the blueprint from the last raid and used that. But that will be on the 12th of March. They're going to be a tips and tricks post coming out today. So I wonder if that's already out. We'll have a look in a minute. There's new starting objectives. So it says starting objectives get an overhaul. New objectives will be available for starting players to get them into the fight, earning stripes in no time. So that's just, you kind of welcome to Battle Pirates introduction things for the newer players. Retrofit Pack 16 will be coming out this month. It says they are rebalancing the retrofit resource pricing for many components. They'll have more information on what this means closer to release. It usually comes out the week after the raid. So we can only really speculate, but hopefully by resource they mean uranium and not the actual resources, because the resources that you need on components are next to none. But it'd be nice to see a reduction in the cost of uranium, because I think it is a little bit expensive for what you get. You're looking at 40, 50k uranium per level of retrofit in some instances. Just looking as an example, my missile platforms, which will include my fire support platform M, I have R5 at the moment. If I wanted to do R6, it's going to cost me 51,005 uranium, which is quite a hefty chunk.
Yeah, it is.
Just for a 24 hours upgrade, and then 24 hours later you need to put the next one on. You're really going to be spending out your arse with uranium. So I'm going to be glad to see them reduced. I just hope that it's across the board again, and not just, they did it before, didn't they, where they reduced like the cost of levels 1, 2, and 3 on some of the components. I hope it's a more generalized reduction where, through ones to retrofits 1 through to 15, they actually reduce the price.
Yeah, that pissed me off kind of when they did that, because I mean I've done actually refed quite a bit of it. And then they're like just reducing so many levels of it, and then I was like, can't you reduce the whole entire 10, 5 through 10 or whatever it was? Because I mean I'm one of these guys that actually budget my uranium, and I spend it pretty much on just certain holes mainly, then a few key things in my base that I use in my base, but I try to budget it out and have a plan for my uranium. Because I mean, I don't get a lot of it. So I mean, most of my main source is missions and the uranium campaign that they do every month. It's my two main sources, and direct bases in between that. I don't mess with dredge fleets, and because I mean, it's not worth the repair times that's on them, and the fleets I have can't really do that good on them, so I don't really mess with it. So I try to budget my uranium out. I mean, a lot of players are like that nowadays. They try to budget their uranium, so I mean it would help a lot of players, not from just your high levels to your high levels, but all the way down to your low levels that are just now getting into an area where they can actually get uranium and decent uranium, actually do some of the stuff that they actually need to do to actually compete with higher levels and actually do stuff in the game. Because I mean you got to think about it that way, because if players can't actually get that edge up, how are they supposed to compete with some of these other players and do some of the stuff that's actually in these raids are actually getting so much harder, which I'm a pretty high level. I'm just getting harder for me to even compete in some of this stuff without retrofitting all this stuff from each week.
Yeah, it's quite costly. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what they do though. Obviously we can't really say anything about it because we don't know yet. They haven't released that information. But as soon as they do, we'll post it up and have a little chat about that. Speaking of uranium, Let It Burn campaign coming out March the 21st. We're all used to that and what that is already. They haven't changed it as of yet. Hopefully they don't make changes again, because it's a nice, affordable way to get some uranium. You can sub out all the fleets. And then I was using my old bases, hammerheads and dreads to do the islands in the middle. Pretty cheap.
Yep, cheap. You should go with your subs, prep them out. Even you can even use kudas. I've even used kudas on the first couple levels. It's zombie kudas, and you just go in and keep going, hit it at it. I mean, you got plenty of time. Thing is, you don't have to have it done within the first 5 minutes. I mean, if you can do like one whole section a day and take your repair, if you got a fleet, your main fleet takes your while to repair. I mean, you can repair it overnight, then go back in the next morning and do it that morning, and let your fleet fix that day. I mean, you got plenty of time to actually do it.
You get 2 hours for the price pack as well, which is more than enough time, really. Looking at what else we've got, obviously we're having another Forsaken Arena tournament. It looks like it's going to be every month we're having one of these now. There's got some changes coming up for this one, including uranium payouts for wins, which hopefully means more uranium. I can't imagine them doing less, so that's good, because like we said at the start, I actually earned uranium through winning and fighting in this world, so it could be a good way of getting uranium, even if you're not interested in the prizes. Looking at a better matchmaking system, I'm really interested to see what that is. I didn't see an awful big problem with the matchmaking this time round, but
that's what I'm curious about. If it's, I just hope it isn't like where they go start matching subs with the sub killers and stuff like that, because that would be kind of a pain.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is with the tournament, I think the matchmaking's good at the moment. You just got to be clever about how you put together a fleet. So going in all subs or all anti-subs is really, you don't want to do that. You want to mix it up, like I do, with that, with the Viper and some subs and a Grim, or I've seen a lot of people using a Frostburn Mastodon fleet, and that works really well.
Yeah,
Because
that's
obviously your Frostburn will see subs and your Mastodon will rip the subs apart. So just be clever about how you build your fleets, and hopefully when they improve the matchmaking, they don't actually make it worse. Because I'm quite content with how it was this month.
Yeah, my only problem was just a few times I got matched with guys that were like vast admiral, and my fleet was way outmatched against those guys. I mean, unless they're referring to something like that.
There was only 2 tiers. Maybe they're going to add two, more tiers. So there's like a bigger variety of different players fighting each other. Only problem is it might reduce the amount of battles and how long it takes to connect to a battle. Well, I suppose we'll have to wait and see what they do.
Yeah. I mean, so far, I mean, each tournament's actually gotten better and better so far. I mean, they started out pretty buggy and pretty junky, but I mean, each one has gotten better and better. And they're steadily making improvements, which, hopefully this one will be the exact same way. They'll actually fix some of the bugs that they've had, and the last one will actually be awesome.
Yeah, let's hope so. As usual, we've got our unidentified raider fleets coming out. There's no date for those yet. It just says they're attacking without warning. Keep an eye out for Captain Harlock's urgent message when the fleets begin their surge into Forsaken territory. Sounds really scary, but we know when we're going to expect them pretty much after the raid, towards the end of the month, probably the last weekend of the month usually. Would I be right in saying that?
Probably. She's about what the schedule they've been doing the last couple months, so they're probably taking pretty well close to it.
Yeah. So we've got that to look forward to. With the new repair modifiers, I would urge everybody to make sure they can get on and just do as much as you can. Remember, Salty Dogs is your best friend against these fleets. Double the XP, and the amount of XP you're getting, double that is crazy XP. The amount of time you save as opposed to hitting cargoes. Yes, you do take damage with most fleets. You can be careful and picky and choosy. I'm glad that they've got levels on them now. Like as you saw, you got level 10s, 11s, 12s, 13s. So you can click on them, see which ones they are. You know if it's got subs, you know if it's got missile fleets inside, or if it's the base one. I tend to go crazy when the fleets come out. I'll stop hitting for a couple of days before, let my fleets all repair, and I'll send everything in. I did my dreads, even I hit 3 bases with my dreads and got them killed off with the Salty Dogs, but each dread leveled up 1 level. It all makes a difference. And when you've got this repair modifier, obviously the higher rank you get, the more repair modifier you get, you really want to be ranking your ships up. And obviously with the amount of fleets that some people have, I have loads of fleets. I haven't got time to sit here and rank all day all these different fleets. I'm really lazy when it comes to ranking. I don't even rank my subs on auto. So when these come out, you really want to farm the crap out of them, get as much XP as you can, and make the most of these repair modifiers, because it's only going to help you out, even if only a little bit.
Yep, it's true. Actually, my favorite one was on the last one time they come out. I actually get to do some of them. Most of the time I was in the sectors where I didn't get to get any of them. There were people just sitting around the towers like usual dredge fleets when they first came out. People sitting around the towers just farming the crap out of them, like you said. But I actually got some of them. I actually liked the one that had the stingrays and I forgot what else I had in it. But I was using it to rank my sub, and I went up like 2 levels in like an hour.
Yeah,
Some,
that was level 10.
Nighthawks.
Level 10s were really good. The ones which had subs in, it had a hell of a lot of Kudas. Some are 10, some not, and an Avenger. I was using my Deluge V2s. I could sit there and do them all day. I did initially start off with the Triton in there just to shoot down some of the Avenger. The Avenger had assault missiles on, but they didn't do much damage to me really. I could pick and choose, outrange the subs mostly, and the evade on my V2s helped. So rank everything, like I said, and even when those died, I sent my battle cruisers and my interdictors into them. I killed off all my fleets, but the amount of XP I got I thought was worthwhile.
Yeah, this is one of those things that KSI has done a very good job on actually introducing to the game, and there's been a few bugs with it, but I mean overly all I've been one of the things that's one of the things I've introduced I've been happy with, because I mean it does get old sitting around just sending fleets after fleet after cargoes all doggone day. Then you got to clean up your mess, because if you're in some sectors, some of these guys get a little pissed if you leave cargoes sitting around very long.
You just do what I do, and you go around sinking people who are opening res if you want to be a complete arsehole. But you know, I think the best thing they can do is they can just have a despawn on cargoes. How hard is that? Please put a despawn in on cargoes, because I don't want to have to sit and collect up these cargoes. If I want res, I'll go and get it, but I really don't want it.
Yeah, I think it wouldn't be a bad idea, like to have a timer after it say, let's say, sit there for 10 minutes. It goes pop, it goes bye bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think it wouldn't be a bad idea to actually introduce something like that into, and that's one of those little things I don't know if Kickstarter is actually looking into or not, but I don't think it'd be a bad idea.
No, definitely. So that covers the work in progress anyway for this month. Pretty bog standard what you would expect with the campaigns, the arena, the raid, the XP fleets, and the retrofit pack. I don't really see much being added to the game this month.
All right, well, let's cover the crew campaign for just a second. But what's your far as me, that's coming out again this month with a new crew. But I mean that one's actually a pretty simple campaign too to actually do. I mean you can sub out the first part of it, except for the hulls that have thermal. Then you can go back in with another fleet and actually take out the hulls that have thermal, which is actually pretty easy to do on your first. You do that on all 3 levels, basically. That's what I did last time. Didn't have any trouble at all with it. What do you use, man, to do yours road crew campaigns?
I didn't bother, to be honest. Last time I had I've still got a demo squad from like the one before that 2 months ago. I did the one that had the bullseye. That was the last one I did.
Uh-huh.
I didn't see a great use for any of the road crews really.
Uh-huh.
And it was one of these things where I could have probably done it quite easily. I just couldn't be bothered. I'm not one to go out there and do something for the sake of it. Unless I see a benefit for me, I ain't gonna waste my time. It doesn't matter about whether, even if it was free, it still takes time, and I play this game for my own enjoyment, and I would rather spend the time I've got playing the game doing something that I enjoy. I mean, looking at the road crews we get this time, well, we've got Midnight Marauders, Deadeye Destroyers, Demo Squad, and the new Death from Above. I don't think I'm going to be doing it, to be honest. I don't use Midnight Marauders. Deadeye Destroyers, I can win them pretty easily just from rolling anyway. Demo Squad, I don't use. It's a good blueprint to use in your Hellhound hulls, but I don't have them built. And to be honest, I don't particularly use Legend Crews, and I don't really feel like I need to. I've still got a Grease Monkeys there, which is good for my repairs. I've got my Demo Squad sat there in case I want to use it. But I don't see me having any benefit of winning another one. As for the Death from Above, I'm not building my Warbirds right away. I'm not going to need them. Need the road crew. I have 4 Atlases, 2 of which are in my guard now, and 2 of which I use as a little prep fleet. I don't see me using a legendary road crew which lasts 40 minutes just to prep out a couple of turrets or to snipe someone's outpost or something for that 5% chance for critical hits. So I know I'm seeming pretty negative, but I'm not gonna be doing it, I don't think.
Yeah, I see your point, man. It's a pretty good point. I may go ahead and do it because I burned through some of those crews quite fast. I actually got a pretty good haul for right now, but I may do it just for some of the. I don't know if I'll be doing it for that's nuclear or not. But I use quite a bit of crews if I can do it for free and don't have to use any uranium. Right now I'm running low on uranium. I'm doing my carrier or 5, so all my uranium can be tied up on that. If I can, like I said, I kind of try to budget my uranium. If I can get a couple crews that I use quite a bit for different odds and ends, I may do the first couple levels, to get some of those guys. But other than that, the point, man. This game's all about time. I think a lot of people get pissed because I mean, they got all these events and stuff, but it's about time management. Your time, what's the way you play, your time, what you think is going to actually help you the most. And I've set up some of the last few raids because of that, and only got some prizes because I didn't feel like it was something that was kind of like Hellhound raid. I think I got was the Infinity Core because I wanted to use that on some other holes I have, like Berserkers and stuff like that. A few other holes that I've got plans, and I didn't feel like any other thing really in those raids would help me much. So I didn't spend the time or the resources, to go after it. I mean, it's all about strategy, and if you're not a big corner like I am, you have to pretty much pick and choose your battles. If you want to put your time, and my thing is about holes, if you're one of these people that's going to have a hole, wait for hole stores, because hole stores will be cheaper for us point wise, and a lot of your new holes will actually come out, and they'll be a lot cheaper for us points. So usually what I wait for, I'll put all my time in for this big hole raid, and they do those 3 times a year, and you can get pretty good holes in the hole raids. And some of these campaigns where everybody's gonna have a new hole and coin it. I'm not one of these people. I try to budget my coin, my time very well. It's all about strategy. A lot of people don't think strategy. They just throw their wallet at it, and then they fuss because they have to throw their wallet at it. But it's all about time management, really.
Yeah, I'd have to agree there.
Yeah. Sound like I'm getting on my soapbox here for a little bit.
Feel free to.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I understand the way guys, get frustrated, but like I said, I mean, you gotta take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah. Have you got anything else you want to cover? Have you covered all the updates and stuff?
Yeah, there's tips and tricks up yet. I looked a little bit ago. I didn't see it up yet.
No,
we can go.
I've been looking and I don't see it.
It's not up yet.
It's going up today, so if you are interested, then have a look. From what I'm believing to be true, the raid is going to be pretty much the same as last time. It does look like they're going to be increasing the amount of armor on the Reavers, which is great for us. But pretty much the same as the last raid, I would imagine. So whatever you used last raid, I would expect it to work this raid.
Yeah. I just used pretty much the only thing I did last raid was just my Nighthawks on 47s. That's the way I did the whole entire thing. Just farmed those 47s. I got kind of old after a while, but I mean that was really the only way. The best way I thought was actually to get the points I wanted, and as far as time, like I said, time management for me was just do the 47s.
Yeah, it was possible to grind it. No, it's all about you've got the time to do it. I didn't have the time to sit and grind, so I just didn't bother. If I do have the time over the weekend, when the raid's on, yeah, I'll sit and play it. See I don't know what the prizes are yet. It looks like we're getting a new UAV. I wouldn't want to miss that.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, according to what the information we have as of right now, I mean, the UAV is pretty much the only thing I'm probably going to be going for again. But I mean, it just depends on what else is actually else they come up with, and we'll see within the next few weeks when the date gets a little closer here. But I heard that actually we're going to put like bases back into this one. Have you heard anything about that? This raid?
No, but I'll be interested to see how they did that.
Yeah, I heard that they're actually going to try to mix it again somehow.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Fleets over and over again can be really quite boring and repetitive. So if they could include some bases as well, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I think they said they were actually going to try to word somewhere. I don't remember where, but it's actually like the Reefers are actually going to be occupied. Instead of Draconians, it's going to be the Reefers actually occupying the bases. Maybe, I don't know. So it'd be interesting to see if that's true or not. Which I think it'd be a pretty cool idea if the Reefers actually took over bases and some other tech. That would actually add a new aspect to raids. I mean, because that'd be actually kind of fun to see these guys and some of the base tech.
Well, the raid starts a week today, so we haven't got long to wait.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out here soon enough.
Yeah. I think we're touching on about an hour going on here, aren't we? Unless you've got anything else to say, it's probably a good time to
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, man. You got anything else you want to cover?
No, I can't think of anything that we haven't already touched over.
Oh yeah. Wait a minute here. Oh yeah, I was wanting to talk about you remember the questions and answers series that they said ask the CM anything.
Yeah.
You remember that? I want to talk about that for a second, if you don't mind.
Go for it. Go for it.
All right. Almost forgot about that. There's two things I wanted to bring up. Let me find them. I just closed all my slides out. Let's see. Let me find that one. And where's that one? All right. I got a couple here. Yeah, I thought it would be really. I was kind of excited to see these guys. All right. Here we go. The first one, which I'm kind of happy to see, kind of and kind of not, is Ops 7 maybe coming out soon. They're actually looking into upgrading where you can actually upgrade your Ops to 7, which this can be a really good thing and a really bad thing, because I remember the last one, Ops 6, took almost 2 weeks to actually build and a buttload of uranium to actually upgrade. And if they're upgrading it to 7, I'm really regretting to see the numbers on that.
I think it would be good. I say hopefully it comes at the right time. They did say it's going to be a while if it did. I think the most important thing is they need to increase the amount of space that we can use to build our base on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also I think they need to, as far as base, and they need to take if they're going to do this, actually increase. Yeah, he said the layout for his base. Right now, the size of that map you're actually stuck in. They need to take that and move that out as part of this update. I think that would actually help for his base design, because right now you're limited in that little square that you're trapped in. You can only do certain kind of base layouts, and you're very limited on actually what you can do. And if they incorporated that for as a bigger layout, you can actually do some pretty cool stuff. I think this could be a really good thing. Just depends on how long it actually takes to upgrade. Is my biggest thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of these things where however long it takes, it's going to be something we all do. It's going to be definitely worth it.
Yep. It's going to be worth it. All right, next thing, which I'm pretty sure a lot of guys out there is not going to like this. Are subs going to get thermal protection? Yeah, right. Answer from the CM. Yes, we're looking into some kind of system where the subs will actually have thermal protection. So people with frost burns and everything, look out, because FreeSync subs will have thermal protection on them somehow. Currently they're working on a way to actually incorporate that into the game, which I love this for people, especially me. I've gotten Hawks now. I use my Hawks a ton, which I actually like this a lot. What do you think, man?
We knew it was coming. It was only a matter of time. I'll be interested to see exactly how they do it. But I mean, killing subs is it's pretty easy, to be honest, at the moment. Let's face it. I think it would make some more creative fleets out there. I just hope they don't go too over the top, where subs are just overly used.
Yeah. You think it's going to be more of like a special, or you think they're actually just going to incorporate this into the refit lab, like a certain level? To say if you get Nighthawks to R10, they're going to have thermal protection somewhere in that. Or you think it's going to be maybe like a new special come out?
It could be a new special, or it could, I could see them taking either avenue. To be honest, I think that you haven't seen Spectre or Nighthawk at R10 yet. This could be maybe why they've not put the Spectre in yet, but they put the Cuda in. Maybe we're going to see some anti-thermal on the Spectre at R10. It could just be something as simple as reduces thermal range by 20. So if you've got a thermal range of 90, let's say, is it 90 on your Frostburn? You only
somewhere around
70. You know, it could be something like that, and they could easily make that a special as well. You know, you could add, they could have a combined system where it adds a bit of sonar and adds a bit of anti-thermal.
Yeah, which actually, either way, it actually sounds awesome to me. Because I mean, even a lot of your dredge fleets and some of the even in raids, I mean, they're so heavy thermal. You can even go in and prep some of the certain levels out with subs. Because if you had something that would actually give you just a little bit more protection where you guys should get in range. I know I had torpedo Bs on my subs, and on most of the ones, even in raid, I'm just on the very edge of my torpedo range. Then if you got something kind of like a special that gave you, say, -20, which is -20 thermal range, I can actually do that, like say 41 or so in a raid without raid because I get that -20% and this for all my range to actually kill it. So, I'm a big fan of this, and I can't wait to actually see where this actually goes and how they incorporate it into the game.
Yeah, me too. I'm interested.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of us guys that love subs, I think this is going to be, all of our subbers is going to be a really awesome special. And I think something all of us are going to be painting over when it comes out. But, yeah, I mean, a lot of people actually fuss about things. I just want to, before we get off here, man, I just want to say this. A lot of people actually fuss about, this game a lot, but I mean, just give KSI a chance. They are trying, doing their best to actually add kind of what we were wanting. I know a lot of times it's not exactly what we asked, but just give them a chance. I mean, and some of the stuff that we do ask for does take quite a while to actually figure out to incorporate. So just be patient. I know there's a lot of people out there who just want to badmouth KSI constantly, but I mean, they are trying to do their best by incorporating just the repair modifier. I think they went about it the wrong way, but they are trying to do their best to actually help us a little bit. But I just want to say, guys, just bear with it. We're a community here, and we all need to stick together. If there's something that we do not like about the game, we need to take it to KSI, but we need to do it in a responsible way where we actually get our voice heard. We don't need to sit there and cuss at them and say KSI sucks and all this stuff. Because, I mean, KSI, as they did with dredges, they're going to cut us off and say, we don't want no more part of listening to you guys about this issue. And we need to actually, be reasonable and make our voice heard. And I'm not going to say the name of the group, but some of these groups that are floating around out there right now that are boycotting KSI, saying not coining, not doing raids, I think that is a totally wrong way to go about getting some of these issues fixed. But, I mean, if you want an issue fixed, take it to KSI, be reasonable about it, and say, here's the issue, here's my idea of how to fix it. And we're actually, as a community, we're actually willing to work with you. How can you guys actually incorporate this fix maybe somehow into the game? Be reasonable and work with KSI. Don't just say because if a KSI does come up with an idea, don't say we hate it, we're not going to use it. But, I mean, work with KSI and help them, kind of adjust it and actually make the game better. That's just my 2 cents for the night. Everybody, I appreciate you, Payne, for coming out tonight and hanging with me a little bit on the show. All right, you got any last words you want to
say? No, I can't think of any.
I just thought I was ranting on my soapbox, so I thought I'd give you an opportunity to rant on your soapbox for a few minutes there.
No, I haven't really got anything to say other than the fake paint train. I am coming for you.
Oh no, you mean somebody was actually ripping off your name?
Yeah, it's a long saga, but I'll deal with him with my head. I'm gonna go old school.
Somebody better watch out after a while.
That's why I'm quiet. I'm currently prepping.
All right, man. I appreciate it, man. You coming to hang out. As always, man. Please watch our show and like our Facebook page. And if you have any suggestions to make the show better, or any suggestions to make the site better, please message us. We're always open to anything to help you guys. If you need something you'd like to see in the show, message us. We'll be more than happy to help you guys out in any way we can. I thank you guys. We appreciate it. This is Soldier Mayhem signing off.
See ya.
See ya.